Hi, my loves, Troy, my lady girl from around the way, where we have culture, conversation, and community. And in today's video, I'm coming to you all with some commentary again, okay? Another one in my DJ Khaled voice, okay? And we're going to be discussing what was revealed in the Carlos King and Nene leaks interview. First off, let me just say we were all gagged when the interview came out. I mean, at least I was. Nene looks great. She is still very much vibrant and with it. Carlos, he is doing his thing, allowing space for her. And I feel like as viewers, as people who consume pop culture and Black women, like we really kind of have done a disservice to Miss Leaks, I think, and we're going to get into it once we get into the commentary. But first, y'all, make sure you like and subscribe. One time for the one time. All right, let's just go ahead and get those things out the way. I didn't really want to get into the first part because I wanted to kind of see what she was going to say about everybody in order to kind of give a full review on, like, my commentary. So first thing I want to talk about is this Nene and this Bethany Frankel thing. Nene, in so many ways, just discussed how these other characters, these starless characters, so to speak, somehow have more fame, somehow have more notoriety than her, when she was the one who broke down the door. And I think that a lot of people suffer from this in several different industries, several different instances. We see the first person is the one who is villainized and demonized and never really get the recognition that they deserve. But then the person who comes after them, like a Kim Kardashian, is the one who emerges as this, burgeoning star. We'll get into it. She feels that Bethany is not as critical of the network as she should be. Carlos was, making a point like, I think that she really says a lot of things. And I feel like what Nene was saying was, yeah, she can say those things, but I certainly can. I can't even so much as to bat an eyelash or they're down my throat. And I think that, to me, what it feels like is it doesn't matter how much money you make these networks, how well you talk, how white looking you present, okay, because clearly she's made some changes to her facial features. She stays in a blonde wig, child. We know how she gives it up. It does not matter how much you cut off your nose or enhance your boobs, you're still a Black woman at the end of the day. And as my grandmother famously, infamously likes to say, is my money is still green. However, your skin is not. And that's just one of the unfortunate realities as a Black woman in this country. Period, point blank. I'm not taking this old victim, woe is me mentality, but y'all, sometimes we need to call a thing a thing. And I'm not going to say it because I know you're thinking it. Angela Bassett did the thing. She also mentioned how Kim Zolciak was a part of the cast, but wasn't held to the same standard as far as, like, not having to go to the trip. She's like, none of us wanted to go to those trips. We were going to be on an island, intense conversations, and she never went. And I'm thinking back now, I'm like, damn, she never went on a trip. You're right. Like, I'm not traveling with those girls. And she almost got that attaboy pass. You send the Negroes to go do it. I'll stay here and collect my check in that way, where I feel like everybody else was held to a different standard. So I really feel like from this interview, like, there really was some unfair things that's happening. I mean, like, we're just sitting here watching on a Sunday night whenever we used to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. I do not even know. I couldn't even tell you when the last time I was really interested. I mean, I might watch Candy speak on it. With shout out to Bonnie Blue. Like, girl, let me just save that for another conversation. Anyway, the interview was really cute. They had, like, really good chemistry. She did talk about Candy, and Candy is, she's called their Lackluster. People really like Candy because she's been around for so long. But what does she really bring? I mean, Candy has never been, like, the type to read a girl. You know what I mean? Like, what you said was some bull. Like, she might react to certain things in a way, but, like, Candy is not the reader. You know what I'm saying? Like, she never gave that. And I love Candy down. Like, you can't. Candy is undeniable. Okay, she just really truly is. But I think that to Nene's point, we like Candy for different things, not for what Real Housewives is known for. Do y'all get what I'm saying? I don't know. I think we admire Candy more than she entertains us. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop down in the comment. I need some feedback on that. Kim Kardashian for a second, and Carlos continues to say she's the biggest reality star in the world, and I'm thinking, no, but Kim Kardashian is the biggest reality star in the world, and you know, basically, Nene was just like, well, she had more opportunities, they pushed her forward, this, that, the third, when they kind of like sat me down and did it in this way, and I don't know if it's because what I realize is, and this is my experience. Let me know if you can relate. I am a Black woman. I am brown skinned. I'm dark skinned, depending on, you know, who I'm next to, girl. I'm tall. I'm opinionated. I'd say I'm smart. And I think that, like, the world does not prefer unapologetic, strong, opinionated Black women in any field, in any industry. Or do I get a cookie for... You stood up for yourself. Good job. It's always, well, you know, the tone or the this or the that. I mean, like, even working in a corporate setting, which I wasn't even working in a corporate setting. I've always worked in the human service field, social work, and things of that nature, where these things should be talked about. I had to make a concerted effort to be mindful of how I am received, or you know what I'm saying. Like, girl, if you've been around, you know what I'm saying. And I think that was a disadvantage, and like, to no fault to hers, because the same thing that is what made us love her is what is her drawbacks in terms of getting the major endorsements, getting all of these things. Now, she did say that she had a deal taken off the table because of a virtual online thing that she had got into it with Wendy Williams when they were talking about her Birkin, and not even that girl over there comment, but just the whole Birkin situation during a moment where it was like women empowerment, which I think is so interesting that our culture we go through these things. A couple of summers ago, it was Black Lives Matters. You know, this summer is the summer of, you know, this whole trans thing in the conversation around those things. In the fall, it might be y'all kids in these schools. Like, who knows? You hear what I'm saying? But she was going at Wendy at a time where female empowerment was a real thing. And I just feel like during that time, she said she got blackballed. The company that she was working with was the same production company that was over Wendy Williams' show, Key and Peele, Family Feud. I mean, like, Dunbar Mercury is a major, like, they, you know, affiliated with Lionsgate. And I know you know Lionsgate, because when I think of Lionsgate, I think of Medea. You feel what I'm saying? So she was blackballed, you know, from a major company. And I think that it changed the trajectory of her life. And unfortunately, we never give people the flowers they deserve while they're here. And I think that this interview was Carlos's attempt to, one, give her her flowers, and then also to put her in the forefront. Like, hey, wait a minute. She really was the face of the franchise. She really did build this house up. She really was a household name at a certain point. And why are we now discarding her in this way of, oh, she was just, you know, an old washed up housewife, which this interview was more entertaining than half of the season of this new season, in my opinion, if you ask me. And you know, if you're here on my channel, more than likely you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta as well. You know, like, it's a thing. So I'm hoping my audio was good. My voice is like kind of in and out anyway, because I'm just getting over a little I'm sick, you know. Hopefully it's coming up clear, but I'm curious to know what you all think about this interview. Now, I do have a couple of critiques because, I mean, the sound, speaking of audio, girl, look at me trying to give a critique on my little janky audio. But listen, I'm a small timer for right now, okay? And speaking of small time, make sure you like and subscribe and help me do what I need to do as far as hitting all of my YouTube goals, girl, okay? So the audio was kind of weird. Like, I feel like they could have had crisper audio. The set was cute. I mean, they all looked cute, looked well enough, but I just feel like the sound was a little bit lagging. And then also too, what was with the choppy cuts and the choppy edits? Like, clearly I know that they're going to edit some things out. Carlos and Nene are good girlfriends, but I mean, like, could it not have been a little bit more seamless? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I don't know. It just felt a little weird unnecessarily. Another major thing that kind of came out was when they were talking about who's starless and who has a star quality. And Carlos is doing like a rapid fire spitting out names. So Giselle and Robin came out and she immediately gave them starless, which I agree. I think Giselle and Robin have skated along in the Potomac setting because they're really beautiful in terms of European standard beauties. I said that completely backwards, girl. This dyslexia is really kicking up. Or is it brain fog? It's one of the two. But y'all get what I'm saying. Like, you know, Robin is boring, okay? Like, she's like, what do you do? You know, and Giselle, she really offers nothing but a mean-spirited, poorly dressed former first lady. I could really do without. She doesn't give anything, but somehow they have this elevated status within this network. Kenya, they said that she was kind of like in between, which I feel like, go ahead and give it to Kenya now. Come on, say what you want. But Nene keeps referring back to her that she had a star when, you know, she was the first black, you know, Miss USA and things of that nature. But she became a villain. But she also kind of circled back and said that Kenya is bored on this season, which I agree. She says nobody's there to even read her. Nobody's there to give her a challenge because we know, and this is what Nene said, we've seen Kenya come on set and perform and twirl and do all of these things. The setup that they have right now, it just isn't working. I mean, like Sonia or Sanya, whatever, she's cool and I would love her in a different setting. But like outside of her fine husband, what is it really giving? Moneta, I don't know. I mean, like, again, I haven't watched... maybe I watched one episode. Marlo is trying to carry, but Marlo's not a good reader as well. She's like, girl, and that's why your butt stink and your breath. Like, nobody wants to see that. Like, we can call our regular homegirls who, like, you know, she's not quick enough. And she goes dirty, so the reads aren't reading in the way that they need to. Sheree, all she keeps worrying about is doing a whole bunch of fillers on her face and this fake Martell storyline. Like, girl, we could really do without. Like, Sheree is not an anchor. That's what they talked about. Her being the glue of what made it work. And I feel like we should definitely revisit this conversation, revisit what was actually happening, and give her just due. Now, what I will say is she gave Miss Claudia Jordan of Miss Fox soul, child. Now, I want to see if Claudia is going to mention this because she gave her things. What she said was Miss Claudia Jordan was the only one to have had read her in a situation where she was sweating a little bit. She said, girl, I had to go up underneath this wig and get some reads from Miss Claudia Jordan, which I think is super cute because Claudia doesn't really like Nene. It's very apparent that she feels some type of way about her. But Carlos did confirm that she told production, like, y'all trying to give Demetria a beach, it needs to be Miss Claudia. And I hope that maybe they can kind of, you know, reconcile and whatever. Because Claudia, I mean, she said these colors sings in the past, but I feel like she's been carrying Fox Soul a little bit. I'm glad they got rid of that Cocktails with Queens. And not for nothing, because we love Selena Johnson down to the Fox Soul YouTube channel, but it was Miss Lisa Ray. I just can't with that old lady. And all of the ignorant shit that they were trying to say. Now, the show with Funky Dineva, what is it called? TGIF. That's cute. That's a cute pop. And Claudia Jordan does add a interesting perspective. And I think that it shows the growth and maturity because we all know that Puerto Rico situation was a moment, okay? That was a moment that we won't forget. What's wrong with a bob? Nothing, okay? I'm not going to take advice from anybody with spaghetti straps. What's wrong with spaghetti straps? No, you got too much spaghetti in your diet. Come on, y'all. That was classic. Yeah, I think that all in all, I think that this interview has made me feel like, man, damn, Nene really was that girl. And we don't see her enough. Again, it was entertaining seeing her in this moment. And I think because she has this larger than life personality, she has always been the one to not kind of back down and to tell it how it is, that we think that she's good and she doesn't need it. And I feel like Sheree is a hater and been a hater because I always said this and I'm going to continue to say it. Sheree does not like Nene because before the cameras, Sheree was the one who was most attractive. She was fit, she was pretty, she was this, and she probably had more attention than Nene. When Sheree came onto the scene and Nene came onto the scene and she was the one who rose as a star, that created jealousy and envy. And y'all can say what y'all want. You know, Sheree's a beautiful woman, and now Nene was cute then, she's beautiful now, and all of these things. Sheree feels like she's been that girl, and how is it that she rose to fame like this and I did not? To me. But y'all can't be mad at this woman for that. We cannot continue to be mad at this woman for that. I'm interested. Oh, she did have a moment where she was like just talking directly to Andy Cohen. And I think she misses Andy. I think she misses their friendship. And it's unfortunate that it went to that point. But what Nene is battling is a system. What she is battling is more than a network. It's a system of oppression that has been going on for moments and moments and moments of time in history, especially in regards to darker skinned Black women. And I think she feels that she did not have any public support. Nobody rallied around her when they were trying to get her out of the house. And I can see how it's hurtful and painful. And girl, you know, from the small corner that I have on this here platform, Nene is the girl. She's the moment, an icon and a legend. And send her much love and virtual flowers. I want to know what y'all think about this interview. Were y'all shocked? Were y'all gagged by anything? Drop that in the comments and let me know. As always, I'm sending you much love and much light. And happy Tuesday, y'all. Peace.